And we are live. Evening. Good evening, people. How is everyone doing? Glad to have all of you here. You are here. By the way, if you are watching this, please can you do me a favor and share the stream live on your Facebook, and I'm gonna start by doing that. So just give me a second while I share this my own Facebook profile. This is on my page right now. How's everybody doing? Just give me a second. I am sharing. Oh yeah, it's not on that page. I am sharing this at my main Facebook page because it's on my profile is on my page right now. So I want to share it on my profile. And if you are watching this, please share. Let's see, am I live? Am I live? Okay, yes. Okay. Looking for the live. Okay. How's everybody doing? Sorry, I am trying to share it. You know how the internet can be sometimes. I hope all my beautiful people are doing well there. Yes, I can see that. So let me share that. Let me share that. I hope you've all had how's your summer holiday going if you have kids like moi? How is it going? All right, let's share. All right, we've shared it publicly. We've shared it uh, Facebook profile. Okay, now that it is on there, we can get back there. Share. We get back to the show. How is everybody watching this? Just say hello so I know that you can see me. Good evening. Good evening, beautiful people. How is everybody doing? Yeah, Queen B, if you can share this as well on your page. It's on my Facebook now. So if you can see are watching this, kindly share because to discourse. Very, very important things to discourse. We have a lot. If anybody can see this, share. Let me see. This is all right. I said this shall be good just by the topic alone. Yep, got that right. This is going to be good. Not good in like, sensational, but good as in this is a very, very, very important to be discussing. And I have my special guest with me who's going to be joining us soon at some and she has such an inspirational and astonishing journey and all of us can learn from, all of us can get something out of and be inspired and empowered by, and as I always say, this is the power hour, and the power hour is all about empowering, inspiring, and that's what for me, that's what gets me going, that's That's what keeps me going, because when things are not going so well, what gets you going is really truly people that can inspire you through their own journey, through their own struggles. I always have the belief that it's to go through something before you you don't have to wait until you go through something know what it's about before you can learn from it. You can learn through others, through other people's journeys, through other people's struggle. And that I feel is the best way to learn. And of the time people tell me, oh, you are so, you are so wise, you're so this. I think it's because I learned through people's journeys. I don't wait until I go through to learn from me. I don't dismiss people's experience. I know we live in an age where and all of this, but I always try from every story, every situation. I always lesson out of it. And that is what keeps me going, because it can get difficult. But knowing that other people have gone through and they have survived, that lets me know, Miriam, do this and you can survive. And even if somebody of my kind has not done it, it doesn't mean I'm not going to try, because if it has been possible once, it can be possible yet again. Triple D's World says hello. Thank you so much and welcome to the show. So today we are going to be there we go. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Today we are going to be talking about, you can see it at the bottom scrolling. So I had the wrong one. We are going to be talking about domestic abuse and toxic relationships. I say relationships, I'm not just talking about intimate relationships, as in couples, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, situationships, as the young people call it these days, or entanglement, but when I say relationships, I'm talking about any type of relationship. This can be relationship, yeah. There can be toxic family relationship. This can be friendship. This can people, I think, with a lot have this toxicity that they carry around. You can find yourself a victim of this toxicity, and you feel like you are not good enough. You feel like you're not doing when most of the time it is just because of that is how that person is. And many times we don't even recognize that this is toxic. And I think one of the reasons why we are not able to differentiate a toxic relationship from a normal one is because of desensitization. So many TV programs, mostly reality, so called reality TV, have normalized toxic relationship. We are seeing families go TV on the internet. We are seeing, couples go at it, really abusing one another. You can tell this situation is toxic. But for the sake of money, for the sake of view, for the sake of clout, people stay in the situation. Although everyone can see that this is not really healthy. A toxic relationship is one that is not healthy to both parties most of the time, especially maybe one, but most of the both parties. If it is a mental health, your stability, the person that you are finding yourself more shielded, more guided, just wanting to put yourself in the shell or just wanting to please that person. Relationship are about compromise. Nobody's ever going to get 100% right. Nobody's ever going to get it all well. But there has to be some sort of understanding and also compromise. If that is not there and one party wants their way or the highway, then I'm sorry to say that is a toxic relationship or situation that can have a longer lasting impact than you will even be aware of at that time, because just as I said, we have been desensitized to these situations because we are seeing all these couples, all these so-called celebrities, and all this reality, scripted reality TV, making this seem so normal. So, hey, if my partner is pushing me into a pool, if my partner doesn't want me talking to anyone, not doesn't want me being around my family, my friends, that's okay. Because person, that's happening. They're doing that, and they are still you looking at shows like Love and Hip Hop, growing up hip hop. Is it hip hop? No, 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 it's not just hip hop. There are so many so-called reality TV. This situation seem like they are normal. Cheating is normal. That is fine as long as that man, even if that man is coming home with several STDs, they are home. So that's fine. He's coming home. As long as we are making money, we are getting paid for being on this show. It doesn't matter. It's fine. He can continue putting me in situations that I don't want to be. She as well, because look, a toxic relationship or abusive relationship can be both. It doesn't have to just be male being the abused, that end of it. It can be the other way around. It can even be same sex. We don't discriminate. At the end of the day, it's about you getting to a point where you know that you should know your worth. You should know what you are willing to take on the longer run. Going to be healthy for you. That is what you have to think of in the long run, in the future. Is this going to be something that is going to be healthy for me? Am I going to look forward to coming home, being with this person, knowing that I am going to be number one, or I am going to be one of many? Is that going to be okay? So that's about toxic relationship. And also, you can have family members, even parents that can be toxic. I think there's this toxic parenting happening sometimes where parents feel like they know they only know their child. They don't want their child to go through life and learn. No, they want to strictly just do what I want. It has to be my path they have to follow. If my child don't want to be a doctor, I don't care for them to be a doctor. Because when I go to, my child to be able to tell those people that my child, my son is a doctor. So I don't care if you are I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't care what I want. There's a difference between guidance and toxicity. So let's not get it mixed up. Yes, I am an African raised in an African home by an African boy. No, yes, our parents, they know, they have experienced these things they don't want us to go through. So they will guide us. But you have to let us our choice. And you have parents, family members that their or their son, daughter, whatever will be in a relationship, be the third party of that relationship. They feel like your relationship must be like the way my and your relation and our your dad and mine, the way our relationship was. If your wife is not cooking, cleaning, doing this, doing that, working, doing everything in one day, your wife chooses to work instead of being a housewife, then she's not good enough. You have to let those people make their to decide what is going to work for them. You have to guide them by all means, but know when to step back from a toxic relationship. Because although you may think you are child, your sibling, family member a favor, you may be detrimental to their relationship then, or the you want it your way. Your relative, your child, or whatever has chosen, they have a reason for it. Yes, guide them. Don't be the one to have to dictate. This is what you do in a relationship, especially a marriage. Your mom, she is not your or comparing your husband to your father. He is not your daddy. Hmm? If exactly somebody like your mom, maybe incest is the way forward for you. I don't know. But realize this person is not that. You have to let them be who they want to be. Of course, you're there to guide them, you're there to support them. And of course, if you feel like they are stepping the wrong path, you can be there to guide them, not be there to dictate to them. That is where toxic parenting comes in. And I know us Africans, we don't believe in any of these things because my parents, my father's father did it. My grandfather had 3 wives, so I must have 3 wives. First of all, are you even able to take care of the one wife, the one family? That is the question you asked yourself. Are you even able to look after spouse before thinking of adding another? You're not your grandfather. And this is not 1960s, this is 2000 and something. Life has changed, things have changed. So when you are thinking of being your grandfather, remember, maybe your grandfather had a farm. What do you have? Ask yourself that. But now, before I bring on my guest, I want to talk about what men my guests are going to be talking about. And that is domestic abuse. And I want to make there are different types of abuse. Abuse doesn't only have to be physical abuse. Abuse can be Abuse can be emotional, financial. There are so many levels of abuse. Sometimes people, we will keep giving excuses for somebody. Feel like, well, he hasn't touched me, so it's not abuse. Or there is this naivety that we, especially us young ones, that we see somebody that's been in an abusive relationship for however many years. We're like, that'll never be me. That'll never be me. Touch me. You think I'm gonna let a man ever hit me? Well, guess what? Those individuals never set out thinking their situation. And most of the time, nobody comes onto you, introduce themselves like, hi, my name is this, and I'm going to ruin your life. That is not what it is. They're going to come to you like Prince Charming. They are going to sweep you off your feet. Because in order for somebody to be able to abuse you, they have to be able to gain your trust. How do you gain somebody's trust? You gain their trust by being exactly what they want. You being that knight in shiny armor, because that is what we dream of. So that person, any other person approaches you, they are the type to be sending you those lovely messages, breakfast, doing all of that. Because guess what? If somebody comes to you and from day one they start in a certain way, you are going to start thinking twice. So, no, nobody sits there and writes their diary. When I'm this age, I hope to be in an abusive or a toxic relationship or whatever. No, nobody does. They first come in and gain your trust. They are the person that everyone gets along with, or your friends. Eventually, you start feeling like this person has my best interest at heart. Interest at heart. Because guess what? When you are in need, they are there. When you need to speak to somebody about you, or you having a disagreement, they are there. Worry about it. Don't worry about it. And then eventually they start making you see things another way. That friend that I think she's jealous of you. Life. That sister that you wishes she has what we have. That is why she acts this way. She's miserable. She is we have. You know? I don't even think you should encourage that. That is how it starts. And guess what? You, by this time, that person has gained your trust. You feel like you're with this person and everything is okay. So, of course, you are going to feel like, right, you're right. Bringing scenarios to you or situations. Remember that time we went to this party? Acted because you were wearing this. It's because me and you went together and she was there by herself or he was there by himself. That is why. That's how it starts. I am passionate about this topic because this is something so close to my heart. Luckily and thankfully for me, I have not thankfully been placed. But the person that I look up to, my shero, my everything, my mom, experienced that situation. And any of you that knows my mom, you know this woman, she is just beautiful. Beauty and the brain, she is the definition of that. She is my everything. You will never ever look at her and think that this is somebody that's going to be in such a situation. But she did find herself in that situation and almost lost her life in that situation. Lost my mom, my best friend, a life without. So for me, this is a topic that is so close to my heart, and I truly, truly support anyone this. And as difficult as it, our guest today is going to show you and prove to you that there is light, the tunnel. So we are going to have a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to meet our wonderful special guest for today. And trust me, issues and whatever it is that you need to get, because listening to her story made me tear. I'm just warning you now because the first time I listened to her, it literally just brought me to tears. To think that somebody so beautiful, somebody that I also look up to me too, an auntie, a sister, and everything to me, that. But it is not about what she did, but who she is, the light that she shines through, and her work, determination, and ensure that other people don't end up going as much as what she's been through. So we're going to have just a few minutes break, and we are going to have our guest. So before we have our break, I want to. So what I'm going to be doing, let me just introduce it properly. What I'm going to be doing during commercial, I'm going to be promoting businesses, people that I believe in, brands that I truly believe in, brands that kind of meet up to my goals, and they're doing business, but the people behind the brand, basically, or individuals behind the brand. So our first brand that we are going to be shouting out. Give me a second. It's going to be 1 second. So, many times we are always like, oh my God, I want to do videos. I want to be able to edit. I want to be a YouTuber, or I want to do like social media post, but I can't do this because I don't know how to edit. Well, guess what? That is no longer the case. You don't need to be a professional to be able to be a creator. You don't have to be an editing professional. I have been working with a really small brand recently, and this is them, Create, and they do things like video editing. They've been helping me, working with me, editing my videos. They do graphics, and they do, things like videos for your social media and so much. They really put in the work. And what I love about them is the fact that they do it on an individual base. So it's not on one size fits all. So that is what they do. And the second brand that I am so proud to shout out today, let me share my screen with you because You need to see this one. Okay. All right. You need to see this one. All right. This one you need to see. So this is Dior's Beauty Company. This is brought to you by the amazing mompreneur, Mrs. Amike Akomas. And I am not just saying this. I ended up literally having whole treatment with them. So this is all non-surgical beauty procedures to just make yourself feel good. They do things like teeth whitening, fat freezing, body contouring, non-surgical BBL, laser lipo, body cavitation, waxing, facial. So recently, let me find the video. Recently, I had I had twins. So of course, let's play this. Okay. So I had twins. For anybody that doesn't know, I have twins. But as I've always been a very slim person. So having twin stretched me too much. Let me give you an example. This was me. This was me. It stretched me so much. And with stretching comes what? Stretch marks. But recently, I had my treatment done by Dior's Beauty Company. So this is cavitation that they are doing, and it actually does work. Like we worked on it, did my entire excuse me, but I'm still healing from a chest infection. Excuse me. So we did all of this just to help, to just with the elasticity and the stretch, because these things can really affect. It can really cause you to be insecure. Everybody has all this, Instagram bodies and all of that, and it really, and this is some of the fat freezing, and this is client, and you see what it can do. You get result, non-surgical, and she is fully certified and everything. This is we did my for my stretch mark, and you don't have to worry. I literally slept. That is how you know it's no painful. It's not painful at all because I was literally sleep. I slept off while she was doing the microblading, and it was. I thought it was going to be like painful or whatever, but it truly wasn't. So you don't have to be worried about that. I know a lot of us are. Yes, so this is it. Let's so you see how it's done. So you see, this is how it's done.
Let's start treating these stretch marks with microneedling.
So this is the Instagram is Dior's Beauty Company. Go and follow them and tell them Miriam sent you. And we are back. So those are the companies I wanted to shout out. And the last but not the least, if you're watching this and you don't know, I don't know why you don't know this, but do you know your goal? Yes, yours truly, Miriam. You know I'm a business coach and marketing strategist. Hmm. I have worked with people like Dior's Beauty Company and create designs and a lot I have worked with that I am working with and strategize. And put together plans, marketing plan, action plan. It helps you with accountability. Whether or not you are starting, rebranding, or it doesn't matter what stage you are at, contact your girl and see how we can go from there. I do offer consultation just to kind of know what you're looking to do and know more about you and see if I can help you. And to book your consultation, you will need to go K as you're seeing on the screen, www.miriamk.co.uk. I'm sure you're going to remember that. The rhymes is Miriam K dot co dot, let me put it down for you. Miriam K dot co dot UK. So that to Miriam K dot co dot UK. So you can book your consultation with me and we'll take it from there if we can support one another. And the other thing why I like working with people, even if you don't get to be my client, I get to know you do, because there are always people asking me, do you know somebody that can do this? Do you know somebody that can do that? And I love connecting people because I feel like this can really do for one another, connect, network. So through that consultation, I'll get to know about what you do. If you're ever in need of my services or somebody you know, you can always recommend your girl. And if somebody or I myself am in need, I can always recommend you. So that is what I do. I'm all about support and empowering others. So guest before, she is backstage and ready, but before she comes on, I just need to give you a glimpse of the the kind of person, the just lights that we are going to be dealing with. So I want to show you, I want us to watch this so you can hear this.
Hi, this is Queen B, the Resilient Woman. Welcome to my podcast channel, where I will be talking about my life journeys, relationship. I was in a coercive marriage. I was constantly being raped by my spouse, constantly being beaten. How would I come out and say such? How would people see me? How would the society see me? Would they even believe me? So there I was, constantly living that life, hiding all the facts. People that knew me would not believe that I was going through that. 7 years, 8 years, I was taking. I was taking the mental abuse, the mental torture, emotional torture. I was taking it. I was taking the cohesiveness, me not having any money. Every money I had was taken. He would lie. He would tell me things about his family being in need. And I will support. Is that not what a spouse is supposed to do? You're supposed to support your partner, right? But that was all I was doing. Trust me. I never did anything else but support. I never did anything for myself. I never did anything for my children. All I did was support. And if I can't support, then there's problem. I couldn't even send money to my parents. I couldn't send money to my siblings. We would have a great, huge quarrel just because I want to send money to my own family. But you're my spouse. You're meant to be helping me, right? Oh, no, 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 no. Nothing like that. It was always take, take, take. He would take, take even my children's money. Take. Fill me with stories. Took my car, sent it to his mom, told me we were gonna use the car whenever we traveled abroad. Of course, I succumbed for that reason, but he had ulterior motives. He did a lot of things, and I was slowly, and that was what I did. I moved, he pretended like it was coming because he wanted to get all the money, which I knew. When I moved, he collected about £30,000 off of me. That's fine. You can have that. As long as I have my life, you can have how much money you want. That's what you're here for. You've used me. You've gained everything you want to gain from the country through me. So I did not mind. Take it. Just leave me in peace. I was the happiest person on earth the day he finally decided to leave. Trust me, that was the day I became liberated. All because I said enough is enough. My name is Queen B, and I am a speaker. I am a youth mentor. I work for the goodness of mankind. Thank you.
Woo! Be the glory.
Wow. Thank
Have
you.
Queen B. Oh my God. Uh, this gets me.
I used to cringe when I listened to that.
I
Now I
don't
just smile.
imagine.
Listen to
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank you,
happy you're
Miriam. I used to
smiling
cringe.
because
Trust me.
you don't even know how much
Mm-hmm.
strength. You don't know how much strength that is given to so many people. Because the reason I get so emotional is not because I've been there, because my mother has been in that situation. And I could just even I remember her saying she left on my birthday and I felt so bad and she's like, no, because of
My
that I'm
internet's
able
playing up.
today
Mhm.
to watch all of you, to watch you, your sister, your body grow to be the grandmom. And I am so happy that you are here today
Thank you
and
for
your
having me on
kids
the
can
show.
listen to this
Thank you.
testimony
Mhm.
and others can be inspired by your journey. Welcome
Wow.
to the Power Hour. I'm so
Thank
glad
you
to have
so
you here.
much. Thank you. I think my internet is playing up. I'm just hearing bits and bobs of what you're saying, but kindly bear with me. Thank you so much for having me on your show at last. We're here. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're doing a great job.
I know we've been
You're
planning
doing a
to do
great
this
job.
forever.
Well
Oh,
done.
thank
Well done.
thank you so much. So are you. So tell us about your journey thus far, not just obviously what you went through, but your journey as a person,
You
because
know,
I want us to know you
I've
as a
I've I've
person.
told this story so many times that if it sometimes it now turns to like a cliche. You don't want to be talking about it, but I don't mind talking about it because each person I speak to, I'm saving a life. I'm touching somebody's life. I'm inspiring someone. So for that reason, I will continue to tell my story. So there. Where do you want me to start? It's long. Where do you want me to start? Anyway.
Anyway, I'm Grimby.
Okay.
Whatever for you.
Well, first of all, you know my name. My name's Quimby. I'm a mother of five, a grandmother. I help young people and women attain their God-given potential, their God-given purpose in life. Um, I do so by mentoring, coaching, and I'm also a global speaker. And I also have a talk show on Instagram Live called Quimby Speaks, which is migrating to YouTube very soon. So thank you once again for having me on the show. Right. Oof. You know, when you have relationships and you get let down by one relationship and you're looking forward to the next one, you're thinking the next one is going to be a really good one. Sometimes it's not the case. So I went through something not so good a relationship, and then I went into another one after a bit. And then this person came to me like a knight in shining armor, knew my story, said to me, he's not here to do all of that. He's here to make me happy. He's not here to cause me any sorrow. It starts all nice, sugar-coated words, the words you haven't heard before, almost too good to be true, which is too good to be true. And they actually act so nice, and then they reel you in by being extremely nice. That's how they reel you in. And the moment something doesn't go their way, a little shift, and then you see the real character coming out. No matter how long they pretend, the real character comes out. And that's when I started seeing warning signs. I was pregnant. There was a huge warning sign then. I got all the I'm sorries in the world. You get the I'm sorries, like you get them, they would even cry to tell you how sorry they are. They would cry just so that you don't leave them because maybe they haven't achieved the motive, what they wanted in a relationship. So they will apologize. And of course, you're smitten by what they say. You take them back, and it was just like that and like that. And it became really, really bad that I could not even, I was afraid. I became afraid. And this is me. People look up to me. Do you understand? I have people coming up to me for advice. So how can I need to support them. I need to be strong enough to be supportive to them. I had goddaughters and stuff like that. Young people always coming up to me for advice. So I was always like there for them, but I didn't want them to know what I was going through. I was storing a lot. It got to a point I became suicidal. I became very suicidal because I thought that would be my only way out. I'm jumping because I don't want to go into details. It was that bad that I became suicidal. It was that bad. I did not have anything to myself. My cards got my money, got taken. Each time I have money coming in, that's when the story starts. The build up of a story starts like, oh, I need to send money to my parents, to my mom, because she hasn't eaten for 2 days, and da 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 da, and the cry starts, and it's the waterworks for me. When somebody cries, you see, people take advantage of your good nature, your good heart. So if you're a giver, it doesn't cost you anything when someone is crying that they need something, they want something. Oh, their mom has been starving for 2 days, and you're like, oh, come on, why not? But it was a regular thing. I did not think anything of it because I'm such a giver. It was just the other bit, the mental torture, the cohesiveness. You see, abuse is not just physical, it's mental, it's financial. A lot of things, even just you getting dressed, wanting to go out, you hear comments. Why you dressed like that? Why are you dressed like that? What do you want people to think about? Listen, it's psychological. They get into your brain, and I'm using they because it could be a male, it could be a female. In my case, it was a male, and they get into your head like, why do you want to go out like that? What do you want people to say about me? And they don't take you anywhere because apparently the invite is just for them, not for both of you. This is how you know that they want to keep you somewhere. They don't want you to be who you are. God forbid you say you want to go and do a training, a course, or something. They will not allow you because they have their own agenda. You're not allowed to better yourself. That was another huge problem. Or you had a better job than them. Oh my gosh. It was huge. It was so huge. Well, the physical fighting, other things was involved sexually, a lot of things. My kids went through a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. And when you're in it, let me just tell you now, when you're in that situation,
One thing
you don't know you're in it. You don't know you're in a physical, domestic violence, abusive. You don't know because it doesn't register. Because they make you think that you can't do any better than them. They make you think that you can't do any better than them. I got told that you're so age, you've got how many children, who's gonna want you? I got told that. So when you're living with the lowest of the lowest self-esteem, my self-esteem went underneath my feet. I had no self-esteem. Sometimes I would dress like a crazy woman. My friends got pictures of my dressing. If I dress like that, then it's fine. I can go and do whatever I need to do. Maybe go and do shopping. And even when I go out for shopping, I would get a phone call. You've been outside how many hours? What is it you're buying? Do you understand? And certain things like we're not allowed to touch some kind of juice. If you buy apple juice, that's for him. If you touch the apple juice, there's problem. Who finish? I'm the one using my money to buy the food stuff, but then I'm told that nobody can have this. Nobody. So it was a lot. It was my children, what they went through. I did not forgive myself for years, but afterwards, I later on had to forgive myself because that was the only way I would be a better person. That was the only way I could move on. I could not move on because I carried that guilt that I brought somebody into their lives, and they went through a lot. We had to go through counseling. Some of them are still trying to come out of that situation about trust issues and stuff like that. And it took a lot. It took a lot of counseling. It took a lot of, even the counseling wasn't enough. I had to now extend my own to a trauma coach because I was traumatized for a number of years, which left me with chronic illness. So now and then I have flare, which you can understand because of what you're going through health wise. So I get some flares, just do anything. I get flare up. I've got spinal issues, you name it. I'm not going to tell you why I have all those issues. I lost 80% of my hearing for like 5 years. I was wearing hearing aid, and God just did that. God just did that. The way God healed that bit, I can't explain that to you today. But I was in hospital for another issue, another health issue, and then God just healed me somehow. I can't explain it. And oh my gosh, I don't even want to get into it. It's a lot. It's a lot. So sometimes it's not just physical. The physical was there. Trust me, the physical was there. But it was more the psychological. Some days I will lay on that bed, I won't be able to get up because I had no zeal. My body was too heavy for me to get up. I was so traumatized. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave. You know, I was this close to just ending it. Then I remembered that if I end it, my children will be in trouble. My children will suffer if I end it. So I started praying a lot and asking God to give me the strength to like carry on, to take me out of this, whatever it was. I asked him, I went to him, I begged God, I apologized, I asked for his mercy because I didn't allow God to tell me who to be with. Do you understand? I allowed somebody to just walk into my life, did all the sweet talk, and I thought, okay, God, is this you? I didn't allow God to tell me. I was telling God. Do you understand? Because the society also gives you a name when you're single, you know. Oh gosh, you're so years age and blah blah blah. You got kids, you're single parent, So you get all these names, and I'm human. I welcomed the fact that somebody came into my life and he wanted to do more, to be more than just friends and that. But forgetting that, his agenda was long, big, and wide. And he made sure he ticked all the boxes of why he was in that relationship. Because as soon as he came in, we were just pursuing what he wanted in life. So my dreams, my aspirations were on hold. Even for me to go back to uni for a second degree, that was on hold. I heard things like, I'm supposed to be the one to go to uni. I'm supposed to. And if you don't succumb, a huge fight. I could not hide it anymore. The fights, the quarrels, I just couldn't. I started getting my brother involved. My brother would come all the way from outside London. Then I was in London, just to find out why, what's going on. And I still could not tell him the A to Z, just a little bit, but I started like that. I even got told that my family is bad for me. That my own family, my parents, my siblings, they're the ones that want to kill me. That he's the only one that is here for my good. Listen, you will hear things and you will believe because you've been brainwashed. You've been brainwashed. Now I ask myself, how was I fooled like that? Well, it happens to a lot of people, male and female. It happens. When you have a good heart and you're willing to help someone, they will ride you, take advantage at all costs, milk you dry, leave you with nothing. And they don't care. Their focus is their focus. They don't care. I started studying, I started knowing the word narcissist. And I was reading, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm living with a narcissist. I'm lying on the bed with a narcissist. It started to make sense. I started getting to know more. The moment I started talking to God more, praying more, I started learning things. You know what? I used to be scared of talking back when the fights, because the house would be shaking. And I started talking back. And the day that I finally found my voice, you will never believe that day a wardrobe, he pushed the wardrobe to hit me on the head. And I pushed the strength. I don't know where that strength came from. I pushed that wardrobe and all my kids, they ran upstairs. And even his cousin used to live with us. They ran upstairs. What was that? What was that? Oh, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. And I looked at him like, he didn't do anything. So you did not push that wardrobe on my head. Oh, the wardrobe just fell on its own. You know what? After that day, any other thing, he will try to do something, I would just tell him. I found my voice and I said to myself, nah, it's not having his way. When I realized I allowed him to do everything he was doing to me, because you have to get to another level psychologically to know that you actually have the power to stop all of this, regardless of whatever blackmail brainwash, you have the strength. I started channeling my brain. So when it comes, I give it back. And for a narcissist, they don't like that. He became shocked that, what? She's talking back. She's no longer scared. I was like, what would I be scared of? You've done everything possible. everything. So I wasn't scared of losing anything. I've lost so much things. I'm in debt. The amount of debt this guy put me in without me even knowing. He would access my bank details. Say he wants to use my iPad to play games. He knew all my passwords, everything. He will access it. I had a credit card. I was carrying it in my wallet. I thought I had money. He used it all up. He used it all up. And I thought I had money in my on my card. Listen, the level they will make you feel bad for what they do to you. They will go, it's your fault. And then you will feel bad and be apologizing for what they did to you. So I know all the tricks. When I see a woman out there, I know if she's going through something in a relationship. I know. I know the signs. When you're outside, you can't even look left or right because you get accused of flirting. Trust me, you get accused of flirting. Why are you smiling at that person? Why are you smiling? So I had a frown on my face for years because I couldn't because of the fight that came afterwards. I couldn't.
You're afraid of
But
the
I was
outcome.
always true to my heart. My
Yeah,
heart never let me down.
yeah.
My heart never let me down. And the day I said enough was enough, trust me, he knew enough was enough. He knew because I changed. I flipped and I started getting
Wow.
my strength back. It's not easy because the aftermath, it took me years to be in that. It took me years to come out of it. It took me years of therapy, you name it, because the hidden traumas that you forget, you bury, you don't want to bring it up, but it's there. Number one, trusting was something else. Having another relationship, that was a no for me. I could not stand men. What? Because I in my head I just knew they all had an agenda. Especially my ex, he was supposed to be a man of God, man of God. So even anybody that comes to me and say they're a pastor now, I don't care because I was with somebody who used God, who will pray, use God. When you see these people, we give them premonitions, give them say he sees vision and stuff like that. You don't even want to know. They used to call him prophet. I'm like, if only you know what he does. He steals. He does a lot of things. But I'm grateful that I'm out of it. I can smile today because I never used to smile. I never used to smile. I didn't care at what cost for this person to just
God.
be away from my life. They got everything they they thought they wanted to get. They got as much as they could, but you've gotten it now. You got in your papers, you've gotten this. Okay, go. Go and do whatever you need to do. Doesn't bother me. So here I am helping women
Thank
to see
God.
the
Thank God
signs.
for that. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you. It is such, oh my
I had
God,
to condense it.
it really
Sorry. I had
unpacked.
to condense it.
But one thing that is, is okay, is okay. I'm going to put, if anybody does want to listen to your journey, you do have your podcast, doing so much work on Instagram. So we're gonna talk about all that. But there was something you said, right? And you talked about like
Internet is
rape,
proper playing up.
and I think you African community.
Yes. Yes, African. Don't get me started on that one. Don't get me started with the
There
African
was something you
community.
said. Yeah, yeah, the African community. And I know, and the way they look at like as a wife. And for us in our community, there's no such thing as rape.
Oh,
But
oh,
this is happening in homes, in marriage, yet we dismiss that. Like, how can a wife be responsible, you know? What was your experience with that with other people you were saying?
Um, I
Or
think the bit
even
I
to be
caught because the
serious?
internet is proper playing up. I can't hear a full sentence. But you see what that word you mentioned, I try not to bring it up, but that became like a normal thing. And when I brought it up, I think I spoke to a guy, and the next thing he said, "How can you say your husband raped you? Where do you want to hear something like that?" And this was on a regular basis. So I could not speak. I could not tell anyone because they're telling me, how can I say that? Who's gonna believe you? That's not on. How can you say your spouse raped you? How? And I'm like, I was the one in it. I know what a rape is. Then I told a friend of mine, which you know very well. And she said, "Oh my God, P, that's rape." And she was shaking, shaking, shaking. I was like, it does it all the time whenever we have misunderstanding. It will proper hold my hand. Like hold my, because it was strong. It was stronger than me, very, very much stronger. It will hold my hand and hold it to my back, hold it to my head. Sometimes he would give me headbutt because I don't even want to go into that experience. And I will be crying. And my kids, there was one time they heard me cry because I try not to cry, not to let them hear. Well, they got to a stage they would just sit by the staircase, waiting to hear noise from their mom's room. And there was one time my son just busted into the room. "Mom, you're crying, you're crying. What's it done? What's it done? What's it done?" You can imagine the trauma the children went through. You can imagine. And I will not be able to speak because sometimes I will be crying. I don't want my kids to see me crying because that's another issue. That's another torture on them. That's another trauma. Even my son had to call police one time. And the whole world got to hear about it. Oh, he called police on me. He called my son all sort of names as if what my son did was wrong. Not what he did, but what my son did by calling police was wrong. Called police, did all sort of things. You know, I will kick him out. Eventually, I started kicking him out. Guess what? The next day, he'll come back. He will bring pastors, aunties, uncles. They'll come and beg. My phone will be ringing nonstop. People begging me. And I'm like, do you actually know what this guy did that you're begging? Do you know? And then you couldn't even say everything. You couldn't. It will stop a church service that the congregation should please beg his wife, beg his woman. He is so sorry. Okay, when somebody does that, what are you going to do? What can you do? You see how they manipulate people to come to you and manipulate you. What could you do? And they will be so apologetic, so remorseful. And people go, "Oh my God, oh, whatever is done, please forgive him. The Bible says forgive, blah, blah, blah." I kept on falling for that. But the day I was like, enough is enough. I even told him, I said, "Listen, everything you did, everything you're still doing, even when we're not even together, I forgive you. Don't worry. I've given you to God." And that day I said that, I collected all the strength. When you forgive, you get all your strength back. I got my strength. I could walk with my shoulders standing. Before, I would always walk be facing ground. No confidence at all. I felt so ashamed. I was living with so much shame. Even after, I still carried that shame. I still carried that shame. What will people say? "Oh, you've been in another relationship that didn't go well." Obviously, they're going to say there's something wrong with you. They never look at the opposite sex. They only look at you that have been through it. "Oh, something must be wrong with you. That's why you're going through everything that you keep going through. That's why you can't keep a relationship." That's all they say. And you know what? I used to be worried about what people will say. That was many years ago. Now, I don't give a fiddlestick about what people say because I was the one in it. I was the one. I have so much health issues because I was in a relationship. Is that what a relationship is meant to be? Is it supposed to give you health issues? No, I was in a lot.
No, I was in a lot. No, I was in a lot. No, I was in a lot. No, I was in a lot.
You know,
Can you-
No, I was in
it's not sure of the connection.
I think it's, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you now. Yeah,
Yeah. I was switching it over because I think the laptop network is just
yeah.
messing up. I
I think I
switched
can
it
hear you
over.
better now because I could not hear you very well before.
Oh yes, I
Oh,
switched it
it's
over.
much better now. Gosh, I thought there was
It's
something wrong with my
okay.
internet. And
It's okay. Yeah, you've just touched on like family, because that was gonna be my next question, right?
mm,
In terms of family, because I feel like within our community, like families are always pushing you sometimes to be in relationships that are clearly abusive or toxic, but everybody wants to come around and, oh, forgive, forget, forgive, forget. And I feel like this is causing more harm
mm,
than good,
mm,
and this is something that we need to, and I think maybe it's because we are not really taught, we don't have that knowledge on all of this. So we feel like, whatever the case may be, they have to be together. Even when it is clearly toxic or
mm,
abusive, and it's gone to the point that kids are getting affected. A lot is happening, but family, church members, the community at large is basically trying to push you to be in a relationship that clearly is causing so much harm to you. Like, what is
mm.
your advice with dealing with something like that? If somebody's going through that and they're clearly being abused or they're in a toxic relationship, they are telling other people in the community, and the same people are pushing them back to stay with their abuser.
You know what? I'll just give you a statement now. Do you know how many people have died because of this toxic relationship? Because they did not speak out, they did not seek help, they did not go to the right people for help. Because some families, my family never advised me to stay because they didn't even know what was going on. My mom always never listened. Let me just tell you that. My mom always told me he had a hidden agenda. My mom always said it. May her soul rest in peace. But the people that are in it now, if you're in the Western world, there is help. Even Africa now, there's help. Because
Mhm.
Africans are so scared to leave or to seek help because they've been made the women, in case of the women have been made to feel like you are nothing without the man. So if you leave the man, nobody's going to marry you, nobody's going to remarry you. So the women now stay in that relationship because they know that even if anything happens, they're going to be on their own. They're not going to get any support. Well, all that is even changing now because women are dying. Women are dying. A lot of women are dying just because of toxic relationship. So there's support out there. If you're in it, find a way to get help. And listen, your voice is your weapon. The moment you say no to something that they're asking you, that's the moment you start to get your strength. Just try it. Just say no. Just say enough is enough. Just say, I'm not having it. I will not take it anymore. It's very simple, very easy. And the moment you say no, the moment you reject something, it becomes rejected because there's power in the tongue. Once you say no, you're not having it, you're going to seek help. Help is everywhere. Help is there. There are organizations now all over the place, all over UK, all over America, helping women, helping people in toxic relationship. The help is there. I want you to always know that your voice is your weapon. Even if you think you're being brainwashed, there's always something inside of you that will be telling you that this is wrong. This is wrong. Don't be made to feel that you're nothing without your partner. You're nothing
Exactly.
without your spouse. You are a lot without them because your strength is inside of you. It just needs to come out. And you can
Yeah.
achieve a lot you want to achieve in life. I went through this because of you, and you, so that I can tell you what to do. I came out of it. What about the people that did not come out of it? I was always in hospital, just let me tell you. My doctor knew me very well. I was always in hospital. One issue, and I will tell all the lies in the book I have told. How I'm so sensitive, everything, I react to everything. They won't know that
Mhm.
maybe it's because of the rape. There's so much bruises and all sort of things. I would just tell them, oh, I use a detergent that has perfume, so it affected my skin. But it got to a stage, some doctors they started knowing, and I couldn't say anything until I took myself out of the environment.
Yeah.
I had to leave a location, a city to another city because of
Yeah.
a person. And that was when I started speaking.
Mhm.
I was just speaking.
Yeah. Talking about speaking, that is so wonderful. Talking about speaking, why did you go on to being a speaker, a mentor, a coach? Why did you go on to that specific area?
Okay. Regardless of what I went through, because that's not me, I've always been a mentor. I've always loved young people. I'm all about young people, all about women, advising women. Believe it or not, I'm still a strong believer in marriage. So a lot of women that are contemplating marriage or in marriage, I speak to them. It's my passion. I love love. I love helping. And
Um,
because of what my children went through, the zeal to help young people became more, although I've always been a young people person. And I didn't want any other young person, any child to go through what mine went through. Because when people are in a toxic relationship, they forget about the children. They forget what the children is going through. They only think about that person in the relationship. What about the children? Do you understand? And
yeah.
when I see a lot of behaviors in young people, I know why they're behaving like that. Because a young person's behavior starts from what's going on at home.
Yeah.
If they're always fighting outside, they don't love, they're bullies, even bullies, because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
they see. They
There's
emulate what
something
they see
exactly. There's
and
a
they take it
cause.
outside.
Yeah.
Or you see some children, they're very shy, they don't like to speak, they don't like to talk, they're so reserved. What's happening
Yeah.
at home?
Yeah.
Sometimes it could even be them being abused. So
Mhm.
I know a lot about that I'm giving back. I'm giving back because I believe that what I went through became my purpose in life and my passion in life.
Yeah.
So it's easy for me to I've always loved to talk to the right people. Other people that know me, they'll think, oh, she's very shy. But no, when I'm passionate about something, I will go on and on and on and on about the topic. So
Mm.
I'm about touching people's life. I've always inspired people. And what I went through, my story, even though it's my story, is not
Mm.
for me. It's for people out there to touch
Yeah.
people's lives, to change people's lives, to improve people's lives. And I believe I'll be selfish to keep it to myself.
Mhm.
Because people need to know that it actually happens. It's not just in movies, it's happened to people that have come out of it. You can come out of it. And I think that's why God brought me out of it. So I can let other people know that, yes, even though you're going through what you're going through, it doesn't make you who you are. You can come out of it. I say to
Amen.
them, I am not what I went through. I
Yeah.
went through it. That light at the end of the tunnel is you, because you have to get there. So it's no longer there's a light at the end of the tunnel. No, 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 no. The end of the tunnel is you. That light is you.
Yeah.
So look forward to getting to that end of the tunnel, to seeing that light, because
Mm.
you're the light. And that's how I see
That
myself. And that's
that
why
is
I
such a
said it
great
and
way.
continued.
That's always been my favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes. And just the way you put it,
Yeah,
that is what it is. And it keeps me going because
yeah,
I want to see that light. And knowing that light is you,
yeah.
it makes it even more powerful. It makes it even more deserving for you to fight to get there because it is you, you know. So, what would be your advice, especially to young people that may be facing these things? They're either in denial, or they feel like there is no way out, or there are families involved, kids involved. We're always looking for, excuses, whether male or female. What is your advice to them?
Firstly, communicate. Communication is so, so important. Don't keep things inside of you. When you think you're the only one going through something, guess what? There's somebody else going through the same thing.
Mhm.
Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. The relief. You see, whenever people go for therapy, after the session, they go, ah, because you onboarding yourself. Keeping all those things is a burden. It weighs you down. Because there's so many negative things inside of you. It suppresses you. It doesn't allow you to live your life. It doesn't allow you to flourish freely. So
Mhm.
talk to somebody, onboarding yourself. There is help. There is help and there is help. Another quote from one of my coaches, she said, put your shame to shame. That shame that you think you have, shame it. Because a lot of us don't want to talk because we are ashamed. But guess what? Put that shame to shame by talking about it, by reaching out to somebody that will help you. No matter what, if you reach out to A, if they don't help, go to B, go to C, go to D. You will find that help. God will push you to somebody that will help you. Don't just stay like that, because when you stay like that, you wither away. And when you
Yeah.
wither away, guess what? Your purpose in life is not fulfilled.
Mhm.
The passion that you have, maybe you've been thinking of doing XYZ, but because of what you're going through, you've allowed what you're going through to take over your life.
Yeah.
What happens when that happens? You can't even think about your passion anymore, let alone
Yeah.
fulfilling it. So
Yeah.
talk to somebody, unburden yourself. We are all put
Yeah.
on this earth to enjoy this earth. We all have a purpose. We weren't put on this earth for someone to take advantage of us. No. We all have a purpose in life. But we can't
Yeah.
achieve it if we have other issues. And it's very unhealthy as well when you store up things.
Mhm.
Your
Mhm.
stress level goes high. Some people have high BP. Up to today, some people have BP. They're drinking, taking medication because this caused that and that. Talk to somebody.
Yeah, and some people are looking for ways to kind of numb that pain, which can end up with you developing a really unhealthy habit, whether it
Those
be
ways are
drugs,
temporary.
drinking, gambling. Exactly.
Drugs, they're just
You
temporary
can
issues.
never, exactly,
Temporary remedies that
exactly.
makes you worse. It makes you
Yeah,
worse.
in the
You know,
long run,
yeah.
exactly,
A lot of people
exactly.
drink today because they don't want to remember.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they drink to
Very
forget.
true.
But while you're
Yeah.
drinking to forget, you're damaging parts of you because you want to
Yeah,
forget.
your organs. Exactly. Exactly. So before we go, so what is your plan moving forward? What are your future plans? What do you have planned for Queen B?
Wow,
Can you give a plan?
Queen B is ready to do a lot about giving back, helping women between certain ages now, because I finally realize a lot of women, they don't do what they want to do in life, and then they get to a certain age and they just think they're past it. Do you understand? And I want them to realize that age is no barrier. Age, I'm 51 and I'm proud to say I'm 51. Age is not a barrier to start afresh. Thank you for that applause. Age is no barrier. So I want to work with them. The ones that feel they can't do anything more than a dinner lady, more than a cleaner in the hospital. I'm not saying those are bad things, but some of them, I'm not saying they're bad jobs, but some people have
Yeah.
passion to do something else. In
Mm.
their deep down in their heart, they feel like they can do more. So I'm here
Yeah.
to help them. I mentor young people and I also mentor women. I'm here to help them. I don't want to see anybody just laying, just accepting. You're not here to accept. You're here to
Yeah.
do. You're here to do a lot of things. Don't just settle for less because you think you haven't got what it takes. But I
Yeah.
keep telling women, you have everything that you need inside of you. That is why I am a mindset reset coach. So, resetting your mindset into achieving your purpose, into you living a happy, fulfilled life. That is what I do. That is who I am, as well as a global speaker, as well as a talk show host. You name it. Because when you're free, you can do anything. When you're
Yep.
liberated, you can do anything. And that's who I
Yes.
am. I'm touching lives, enhancing lives, inspiring people, and I am your encourager. That's who Queen B is.
Oh my Lord, that is just oof, it's just so much, and it is so 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 important. And
Mhm.
sometimes even with me, sometimes few people like, oh, if you can go back, would you change the fact that you were born with this, you were born with that? I'm like, I wouldn't change anything. The reason why, because my journey makes me who I am. It's gotten me to where I am today.
That's
You are
right.
watching this because of
That's right.
what I went through.
That's
I
right.
have the passion to
Mm.
inspire and empower others because
Mm.
I know what it is like to be in need of that. I know what difference it can make
Yep.
in your life.
And
And
that's
I
the
want people
mindset.
to know that, yeah.
Mhm.
So no matter where you are, what you've gone through,
Mhm.
it is not about that. It's
Mm.
about what you can be, who you can be, and where you can get.
Mhm.
And that is why I love people that just you take that journey, whatever is that experience, negative, positive, whatever it is, and you make it into something that can help others, that can inspire, that can empower. And
Mm.
that is what we have in similarly in terms of like coaching and mentoring, because you know what it is like to be down.
Yes.
Who
Yes.
better to coach you than somebody that's gone
Who's
through it?
been there,
Than
done that,
somebody that just comes and says something that they've never experienced. Because this person
experience.
can tell you that I know what it is like to be down. I have been in that situation where I did not want to see tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have been in that situation where I thought it was all over,
Yeah.
but I overcame, and so can you. If you're watching this, you can overcome, you can get to where
Here.
you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
get. Look at the two of
Mhm.
us. We have a totally different journey, but
Mhm.
so much similarities in between. And regardless, our journeys have led us to where we are. And
Mhm.
to you watching this today, had it not been for what we went through, you would not be watching this.
That's right.
As simple as that. But don't
I
let
always say,
your
sorry
setback.
to cut you.
Yeah, go on.
I always say, God did not put you through everything that you went through so that you can keep it to yourself. God put you through everything so that you can testify. Your life is a testimony, and you will always give testimonies. You
Yeah.
will always give testimonies to touch people's lives. He
Yeah.
made you this strong. They call me the resilient woman because I'm constantly going through things.
Yeah, very
I'm staying
fitting.
strong, staying strong. And they go, how do you do it? And I said, I just give it to God. When you give it to God, you unburden yourself. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a believer in God, you know, I'm a child of God, so I'm a believer. I talk about
Mhm.
God in maybe 5 sentences. I will mention God's name, you know. So I
Mhm.
unburdened myself and I gave everything to Him. And whatever you give to God, you can never go wrong. He will never disappoint you.
Mhm.
I have that belief. I have that faith. And each thing I go through, my faith, would I say renewed? My faith is added. I have
Elevated.
accumulated faith. It increases. You
Mhm.
know, the higher the situation, the trials, the higher my faith.
The
You know,
triumphant.
and I know that at the end of the day,
Yep.
God will take the glory. I
Yep.
know that I'm an overcomer. So when I have
Yep.
that knowledge in my head that I will overcome anyway,
Yes.
so bring
Mhm.
it on. Bring it
Yep.
on.
Yep. I believe, the bigger the trial, the
Mm,
higher and greater your triumphant. And your setback
yeah.
are just a setup
Mm,
for your come up.
mm,
It
yeah.
is up to you how you decide to
You
take
said
that
it.
journey. It is
The
up to you
mindset.
what you do
Where your
from here
mindset
on.
is.
Yep.
Yes. The law
So
of
I have your
attraction.
details
Positive.
there.
Yes, you have my details. Yes. I'm also on
Yes,
YouTube, the
please. If
same thing.
anybody wants to follow
Facebook,
you,
same thing.
you have got, or you always have inspirational quotes going
Thank
on.
you. I
So you
try.
need something to keep you going and
I try.
everything. Please go
On my
and
good
follow
days, I
Queen B
try.
Speaks on Instagram. But before we leave, we're gonna go through the comments because we've had a lot
Oh
of
my gosh.
different
Okay. I couldn't
comments.
do any comments. All right.
Yes, so we have Amike. She says, I'm looking forward to this exciting show. Thank you, Amike. We
Thank you,
hope
Nadine.
you enjoyed it and met your expectations. She said, low entanglement.
Oops.
Yes.
Oops. Talk about
And
that.
yes, she is the owner, the creator of Dior Beauty Company. So,
CEO.
and that I showed. So yeah, we're all about empowerment here and inspiring others. Check her out. Check out her services. You won't be disappointed because look, if you see how snatched I am, I left
Oh,
one day and
come
I
on.
came
I
back.
can't
My
wait
husband
to
was
come.
like, so she snatched everything.
Dear
So check
Beauty, I
out
can't
Amike.
wait.
No surgery
Um,
whatsoever. All
I'm booking my
natural.
appointment very soon with Dear Beauty. Trust me.
Yes, you need to.
Need to
And
enhance my
so
thing.
I said, yeah, everybody share this, please. You can still share now, it's not too late. And Fantasia World said, how was you even in that? Exactly. I asked the same thing. And she said also, yes, it does happen. And you came out like a queen that you are. Say it again, like a queen that you are. It is not about your setback, but using that as a
Thank you.
setup
Thank
for
you,
your come
Fantasia
up.
World. Thank you, darling. Thank
And she
you.
says again, wow. She
Kisses,
really is. And she said,
kisses, kisses,
wow, God is
kisses.
good
God
indeed.
is
God
awesome.
is really good.
God is
She
awesome.
said, God, she said, God saved you, Queen. Exactly, indeed. Sh- God
He did.
really did. God really did save.
He's not
And
done with
just
me yet.
said, yeah, so you know when we're talking about the rape, and it's like she said, you are married, so he can't do that. That's what
Yeah,
people always say.
yeah, yeah.
It does not mean that,
They
and
don't
that is
see it as
exactly what
that.
we're
They
saying.
don't see it as
Yeah,
that.
we just need to raise that awareness, because a lot of people do say that. They said
Mhm.
everything you do is right, but you call
When
the
you call
police,
police, you're wrong.
you're
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah,
Yes, that
yep,
is the problem in our community.
yep.
When you do get help, you are wrong for getting help. But to be honest with you, it's better you live with your life than to think to go with what people want you to, and succumb, and you never leave to tell your story. So the
Exactly.
choice is yours. You know, the choice is yours. And Amike said, wow, powerful. Truly is. And Tammy's party solution said, my gosh, elbow cough.
Social distance cough.
She said, don't compromise what you want and how you want to
Mm,
be loved.
mm, mm,
Virtual. You
mm.
have said it. You have said it all. Tammy's party solution. Indeed, you cannot compromise that. You can't. When you're talking about your life, you can.
Don't
Yeah,
settle. Don't
exactly. They're
settle for
like
love.
going to treat you and themselves. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Never ever settle. Don't live
And
your
then
life for somebody
as
else.
we're talking about Dior's, and Fantasia said, I'm going to get my appointment.
So am
Everybody get
I.
your
I'm getting my
appointment
appointments as
too.
well.
Get your appointment.
Getting my
Contact
appointment.
Amike if you want to be, snatched.
Hey,
Snatched. And
hey,
I am a
hey,
mommy of twins.
hey.
I am a mommy of twins, and Amike got me
Snatch you
snatched.
all up.
So she is the snatched goddess. That's what we need to be calling Dior Beauty
Snatch goddess.
Company
I like
Snatched
that one.
Goddess. But all jokes aside, thank you so, so, so much for being here. This
Thank you
has
for
been
having
so
me.
inspiring, so powerful. And
Thank
I pray you continue to go on to
you.
truly inspire other people and those that want to reach out to you. They
Mm,
want to work with you, they want to keep up with what you do,
yeah,
your work. They can go onto your Instagram,
yeah.
and you need to listen to the entire podcast that I played earlier. If you go back, you see the website there, and you will truly get your tissue, because you will be in tears just listening to her journey. And I am hoping and praying we're going to be getting more episodes, because I
Definitely.
need to know how this goes on.
You
I
have to know,
need
yeah,
to know the
definitely.
journey to
Yeah.
where you are today.
Yes. Trust me,
How
you
you
have to
got to
know.
where you are, because so many of us are just looking up to that and knowing
Mm,
that if you can do it, we can do it. And
definitely.
if you're watching this, you can do it too.
Yeah.
Don't ever
No,
doubt
no,
yourself. Don't
no.
doubt your strength, because we are most of the time we're stronger than we look.
Yeah.
Trust me. You don't compare physical to mental, and
Yeah.
physiological strength is a whole different thing. You
You
can,
know, what I was always also saying to myself that made me
yeah.
come out of it. I started saying affirmations to myself. You are strong. So I would tell myself, I am strong. I am bold. I am
Yes.
beautiful. I am the daughter of the Lion of Judah. I
Oh,
roar. So I was saying these things to myself. Affirmations are very important. I still have affirmations that I say today. I have a
yeah.
little quote book coming out of motivational quotes and affirmations. That's coming out soon, very soon actually, for
Yeah.
women. A lot of women don't speak. Women, please speak.
Yes.
Do not be ashamed.
Yes.
Please don't be ashamed,
Yes.
because a lot of people go to the grave with
Yeah,
shame.
because some people say, oh,
No,
when you do
stop.
that, they try to brand you. Oh, you're so vain. You love yourself so much. I'm sorry, but who's meant to love me more than I do? I do that. Affirmations that I think I will say it, I'll
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
to the point that even my own husband knows that, you can
exactly.
joke with me
It's
because
the way
I
you
am
see
all
yourself.
I am
Hmm.
all like sometimes he'll just be looking, I'm like, I know, right? You're just like, geez, she is beautiful, isn't she? He
Because
even
that's how
sent
you
a
see
message
yourself.
that I cannot seem to be to see. But babe, thank you for your comment. I don't know where your comment disappeared to, but thank you. You
I
said
always say
I'm your
it's the way
biggest
you see
fan.
yourself.
But I
Mm.
don't know if you're my biggest fan, babe.
He's your biggest
You got
fan,
to
trust
compete
me.
with a whole
He's
lot of
your
people. We
biggest
have
fan.
Fanta, we have Army, we have my mom. Ah, that biggest fan title. You
He's
have
your
to fight for
husband.
it too.
He's your husband. He's your biggest fan.
Thank you. Thank you for your support. That's what we're talking about. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate you, your work, supporting me. Hopefully, you don't get fired.
Thank you, Miriam's
But
husband.
thanks for your support. Thank you so much, Queen B.
Hmm.
Please continue to be the queen that you are. There are so many of us princesses looking up to our queen. And please, you're always welcome on this platform. When you do have the affirmation and quotes or whatever books out, please do come back and update us
Yes, I
so
will.
we can keep up with your work. We're here to support. So please
Thank you.
let me know and I will ensure to keep everybody
Thank
updated on everything. But for
thank
now, if you want to follow up with Queen B and everything that she does, follow her Instagram. That's where
Mhm.
I think that's where you're more active.
Yeah,
WhatsApp
well,
and
I'm gonna
Instagram.
be migrating to YouTube and Facebook
Okay. Oh,
in a couple of
welcome.
weeks.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so everybody follow on Instagram so you get updates on
Yeah.
the migration to YouTube and also more podcasts, which I will make sure
Yes, yes.
we'll be getting the podcast
The
coming
whole
and
world is on
also
my case. They
speaking.
want to hear more. But you see,
Yes,
you have
and
to
also the
heal.
speaking and
Mm.
everything. Men
Yeah.
are gonna be working in the back,
Yes.
behind the scenes,
Yes, we
trying
will.
to just get her out there doing some speaking work, because she's really got an
I like that.
inspiring story.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for
You're
having me on
welcome.
your wonderful show. Keep up the good
Thank you
work.
so much for coming. Thank you,
Power!
everybody. Have
Yes.
a
Thank
blessed
you.
weekend and the rest of your week. And please remember to put you first.
First. Mm.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.